My name is Guðjón Sigurðsson. I'm the chairman of the Icelandic MND Association, as well as the chair for the International Alliance of those associations. And I was diagnosed with ALS in 2004, and it's recently been diagnosed as this PLS type. So I'm lucky in a way. It's the least progressive thing of this damn disease.
Mm-hmm.
And since that time, I have been involved with work with or for patients with ALS and their families and professionals. So it's I soon realized that we have to enjoy life. It's not the question of prolonging life. If you don't like your life, we have to concentrate on quality of life and enjoy every moment.
Absolutely. So, Guðjón, let me ask you, what inspired you to head MND Iceland and ultimately the International Alliance?
Well, what some people go to the gym to get energy for the day. My energy source is helping people if or every way I can. So that is what is keeping me going. It's the need of many things for pulse, and I'm doing my best to change that.
Absolutely. So, what would you say in your experience now as the head of MND Iceland for quite some time? What you think are the biggest challenges that face people like yourself globally with this disease?
Well, it's many things, like you say, but it's the lack of awareness among general public as well as governments and professionals even do not know about it. Lack of service in many countries, Iceland included, wrong process of diagnosing whether you have ALS or something else. We need this bio test urgently. And of course, lack of drugs and to cure this damn thing, or at least stop it or delay it.
Absolutely. So you just said a lot of different things there. So one of the things that you just said was that a lot of people don't even recognize ALS as a disease. It's completely foreign to them. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, it's a rare disease, and myself, when I was diagnosed with it, I had never ever heard of it. So I understand. I hope the situation has changed since I have been talking all over about it. And we need really to increase this awareness uh, and work together. We have to educate professionals, which we do in a way with support to go to meetings and so on. And yeah, I just came from China, and that's a huge task. 1.3 billion people that do not know anything about ALS. So we have a lot to do in the future.
Absolutely. Lots to do. Because I think my understanding of ALS in that part of the world is just in some ways just putting a face on the disease, just getting people to accept the disease and accept people, have them be out there, have them be in their open.
Yeah,
That's challenge
more,
number one.
yeah. We need to get people out into the streets and participate in life. But we also have to make that possible for all those patients and their families, because lack of care is the best way of closing people in their home or wherever they are stuck.
Absolutely. So you are saying it's the some of the biggest challenges are this awareness, this recognition, as well as being able to deliver care in all of these different parts of the world. So speaking as a head of the International Alliance, what kinds of things do you hope to accomplish to do, say in China and in other places?
Well, uh, it's what I'm. um I just realized many years ago that we have to work together. We cannot afford to play solo. We are so few compared to we are, of course, too many, but few in the big picture. So we need everyone to work on this task, work free of ALS, MND. That's our ultimate goal. We need drug companies, ALS associations, and PALs and their families all working with the government in every country to uh, fight this disease. We need money, but money is, of course, not everything. But I feel like that's the only thing I do every day is begging for money and asking for support. So money must mean something. So it's I'm just hoping that we can get these all parties working together.
Right, and that is an amazing challenge. So could you tell us, looking at the ALS-MND, certain examples of events that you may be holding or upcoming or other initiatives that are ongoing to help with some of these challenges?
Well, we always on the international day or around that day, we try to entertain people to have a concert outdoor if the weather is good in Iceland and just to get people talking about this and knowing about that. And that's the one day we do not collect money. We just invite people to come enjoy themselves, and we say this is a way for us to say thank you for all your support through the years. So we relieve them of this money begging, boring stuff and enjoy. Well, I'm always meeting with the government and arguing about better service and defend the service we have because of the prices. They have these big knives and want to cut everything down. So we also have to defend. And hopefully in November we get a visit from Chinese neurologists on their way to Chicago, and we have the government, the university, local government all involved in this. So it's one way of uh, the Chinese to help us, and we, of course, need to help the Chinese with this huge task they are faced with. So it's a bit, we get no support from the government or no steady support. We have to ask for every project we work on, and yeah, I think the most important thing is to work with the government, not making it them and us. It's us. All of us need to fight this.
To start that conversation. And it's really exciting to hear that you are doing that, especially in that part of the world. That's really great. And we look forward to hearing what happens. At the same time in November or around that time, December, you have the big meeting, ALSMND, bringing everybody together to encourage collaboration that way too, correct?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Very exciting, very much fun, usually, especially after meetings at the bars. Then we enjoy ourselves more, and there we mingle and we get to know each other. We get ideas, we hear of the need of someone, we get a lot of ideas, and many things have started at these meetings. Very important meetings.
So what would you say is an example of something that got sparked at the ALSMND?
Well, it's this support committee, or what we need and offer, we call it. So we have just speaking of my experience there and the Icelandic Association, we got help from ALS Hope, Jeff and Sarah and them all. They came over here and had meetings with professionals and made them understand more about it, what kind of service is needed. We have helped Mongolians with helping aids, tools and wheelchairs and so on. We are just finishing now in together with Belgium and Australia. We are starting a helping aid library in Latvia. So we did send there 2 containers of helping aids tools. So now they are seeing a little hope. The Nordic Alliance was founded uh, in these meetings and so on. Many things.
So it's really exciting starting that conversation, spreading the word, helping to raise awareness, and at the same time help deliver care. I assume there's a lot in there also. Patient support groups, getting equipment to people that is needed, all that stuff you are working hard to get going. And at the same time, through ALS-MND meeting, hoping to encourage people within the community, physicians, neurologists, health professionals, to work together. That's kind of what you're thinking. Is that correct?
Yes, that's exactly what we try to do.
Great. So before you go, Guðjón, I was hoping that you could tell us a little bit about what's happening in your part of the world. Because, of course, as we talk about this, we talk about all of the needs. The most important goal is, of course, to find a more effective treatment for the disease and ultimately a cure for this disease, to wipe out what you say, this damn disease. And so I'm thinking, in closing, if you could just tell us a little bit about what's happening out there. What are you most excited about in your part of the world?
Well, I'm of course excited about all research connected really to the world of motor neurons. In Iceland, for example, we are, or at the university, they are now trying to understand how we can get drugs and so on into the barrier of the brain and the nervous system. And if they solve that, it will help us with ALS, but it's not really an ALS test. So we have to follow all research and tests in case it will help us. It's I do hope that solutions for Parkinson, Alzheimer's, that they will benefit, or ALS will benefit from those tests. I'm of course excited about the stem cell treatment. It's promising in the future, but not today. And we have to be very careful of these bastards selling snake oil. Salesmen will make fools of us, and I urge persons with ALS and everyone to speak to specialists on ALS and ask them about this because at ALS, TDI, and the International Alliance, we would hear about the treatment 1 hour after they find it. We have to beware of those who want to steal our life savings for nothing. And the genes, these 40 genes, they speak about at meetings. I sometimes get the feeling that researchers collect 40 genes like others collect stamps and do nothing with it. I would like to see something done with it in a form of treatment. At least one of the bloody genes. They have hundreds now in their collection. So I hope it will lead to a way of treatment and better quality of life.
But what you're saying, and I was hearing earlier, that a big challenge is the lack of a single diagnostic test. Having that is going to be big. And with the advances that are happening now, especially from the neuroimaging side, we're getting closer, it seems to me. And at the same time, with people out there looking at the familial form of the disease, getting a sense of what could be those indicating biomarkers to be able to make inroads is really exciting. And and at the same time, thinking about some of the treatments that are coming down in the pipeline, we have even more. How many drugs now are in phase 3? So much has happened in 1 year that has happened in 10 years with this disease. So as frustrating as it is, I assume that you're also thinking that there's many things coming forward.
Yeah, when I started following this 8 years ago, there was 1 or 2 papers coming out. Now they are testing many drugs and a lot to do. So we will definitely find cure very soon.
So it's very, very exciting. So Guðjón, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Talk. That's how I say it, right? Talk. Thanks so much.
It's my pleasure.